Hi guys, the Metal Maniac back again, and today I'm gonna be doing a video on my top 10 favorite debut albums of all time. Now, for those of you who don't know what debut means, a debut album is for some reason, that just means it's a band's very first album. Now before I get into the list, I want to say that I I own every single album that's on this list except for one. So yeah, let's begin. At number 10 is the only one on the list that I don't own, and that's Tales from the Kingdom of Fife by Gloryhammer. What an absolute awesome debut album. Now, I'm not too big on power metal, but I do like, there's two power metal bands that I absolutely love. It's Dragon Force and Gloryhammer, although I do like Gloryhammer a bit more. But yeah, it's a great album. Even though, yeah, it's on this list at number 10, not a lot higher because I've only listened to it from like YouTube like once, but I do really like it. But yeah, that's number 10. Number 9 is Fistful of Metal by Anthrax. This is one of the very few straight up thrash albums that I like. I'm not a huge fan of thrash. I like black and thrash a lot more than like Slayer and stuff. But yeah, this is really good for what it is. Um, I mean, Death Rider, Metal Thrashing Mad, uh, Death from Above, Howling Furies. This is just a good album through and through. There's a few songs that I don't really like on it, but it's still really good. And that cover, it's really awesome too. The guy getting his face punched in. Um, yeah, it's a number 9. And at number 8 is WASP by WASP. Um, this is definitely my favorite era of WASP, like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 albums. Back when they were very like hungry, very like raw and untamed. But yeah, there's some really great songs on here. Animal, Like a Beast. I Want to Be Somebody. Love Machine, stuff like that. It's just a really great album. Really enjoy it. It's in at number, was it number 8? Yeah, number 8. I lost track there. Number 7, Eaten Back to Life by Cannibal Corpse. This is a great debut album. Um, Especially for a death metal debut. This is awesome. Now I prefer, like, if I was gonna say like overall what my favorite year of death metal is, it would definitely have to be '89. But yeah, anyway, small weird rant aside, this is a great debut album for Cannibal Corpse. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, this is perfect. I mean, Shredded Humans, Rotting Head, Born Casket, Scattered Remains, Splattered Brains is awesome. One of my favorite Cannibal Corpse song titles too. Um, but yeah, overall, definitely a great one. Um, Although I will say I am very disappointed that Cannibal Corpse decided to ruin the cover art a bit by replacing the original awesome logo with the newer logo. I don't know why they did that. It's stupid. But yeah, and at number 7. Sorry, I lost track. I'm kind of tired. Um, yeah, and at number 6 is sorry, again, slightly tired. Didn't sleep well last night. But yeah, and at number, damn it, hold on. Yeah, number 6. Sorry, lackluster today. And at number 6, Ultras of Madness by Morbid Angel. Um, this is really interesting because it's very not as raw and untamed like some other old school death metal albums, but it has a lot of like stylistic flair to it. There's a lot of sections in some of these songs where it's like a weird sort of like high pitched, almost whammy bar type sound. Um, and then there's also some like really cool like eerie demonic chorus sound effects in it. But yeah, I mean, songs on here are awesome all the way through. I mean, Immortal Rites, Visions from the Dark Side, Chapel of Ghouls, an absolute classic. Um, Damnation, stuff like that. I mean, this is great. Awesome. And I'm number 6. Um, Number 5, The Death Album by Death Clock. Um, this is not my favorite Death Clock album. There's another one that I will review some later on, but that is my favorite. But this is still really, really good. I'd say this is probably my second favorite. Um, Great album. A few songs that aren't that good. Like I said in my review, I didn't like. I don't like Electrocuted or Better Metal Snake, Lost Vikings, Thunder Horse. Hatred Copter is really terrible, and Face Fisted. But everything else on this album's amazing. Cover art's pretty cool. Definitely not their best, but still pretty cool. But yeah, this is at number 5. And at number 4, wait, hold on, this is track 4. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. At number 4, sorry, I was right the first time. It's number 4. And at number 4 is Iron Maiden by Iron Maiden. I absolutely love the Paul Di'Anno era of Iron Maiden. It's not my favorite. I'd say the early Bruce Dickinson stuff is my favorite era, but this is definitely a close second. Like the 2 albums and then the one Paul Di'Anno era live album. But this is a really great debut album. Honestly, I haven't come across a lot of absolute just awesome albums from 1980. There's a few, but not a lot. I don't know. But this has a lot of punk infused heavy metal stuff in it. Like the sound is like punk and classic new wave of British heavy metal just combined perfectly. The cover is really awesome too. This is the very first incarnation of Eddie, and he looks a lot more corpse-like. He would be slightly more streamlined looking as time would go on. But right here, he's really awesome. I mean, Prowler, the song's Prowler, Running Free, like almost every single song on this album is awesome. There's a few that I'll go more into all these albums in individual reviews. All the ones that I haven't reviewed yet, I will. But yeah, overall, great debut album. I wish Dennis Stratton would have been on the next album. But yeah, great. And at number 3 is Show No Mercy by Slayer. This is an album for the ages. Like, this is just balls to the wall, all out, black and thrash madness to the max. Like, there's not another Slayer album like this. I mean, yeah, you kind of get it with the Haunting the Chapel EP and Live Undead, you get it a little bit more, but nothing will have the same absolute awesome madness that was Show No Mercy. But yeah, great songs. Evil Has No Boundaries, The Antichrist, Metal Storm, Face the Slayer, Black Magic, Tormentor. This is just an almost perfect album. There are a few songs on here that I don't like, but yeah. And at number 3, Show No Mercy. Let's see. And at number 2, From Beyond. Oop, shit, what the hell? That shouldn't have happened. Okay, that's good. Anyway, sorry for that. In at number 2 is From Beyond by Massacre. This is one of the most underrated and underappreciated death metal albums. This is by a band that was formed, I guess, somewhere in the mid 80s. I think it was 84. But yeah, I mean, then there's 3 guys that were on Death's album Leprosy. Rick Ross, Terry Butler, and Bill Andrews. You could see them, along with Ken Lee, who's an extremely underrated death metal vocalist. But yeah, their first album is absolute awesomeness. A lot of thrashiness in this album. Yeah, and then the art by Ed Rutka, who did the first 3 artworks for the first 3 Death albums. I don't believe he did anything else. Oh wait, yeah, he did. I think like a Megadeth, and I think he did the Megadeth album art, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, great, underrated, underappreciated death metal album from the early '90s. I mean, Cryptic Realms, Biohazard, Chamber of Ages, Succubus, Defeat Remains. It's just all the way awesomeness. And then number 2. Number 1, my favorite debut album of all time is Scream Bloody Gore by Death. It's just, everything about this album is perfect. All killer, no filler. Every song is catchy. Every song is just, you never get tired of listening to any of these songs on this album. The artwork's absolutely amazing, again, by Ed Rutka. Just absolute awesomeness. Chuck's vocals are like nothing you would ever hear on any of the other Death albums. All in all, great, legendary, awesome debut album by Death, and it's my favorite debut album of all time. So, yeah. So that's it for my list on the top 10, my top 10 favorite debut albums of all time. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.